Today's video is not really about teaching Japanese, but it's more of my hope, or my belief, my hope that I would like you to do. So, you guys are learning Japanese, I think. Some of you are. And here's my hope. Please do not use Romaji. Use at least hiragana and katakana. If you say you are learning Japanese, I know of many foreign people who are learning Japanese with Romaji. For those of you who don't know what's Romaji, it's a kind of language for especially non-Japanese people or for people who use alphabet, like English alphabet, so for Nihonjin, Japanese people, you write like this, Nihongin, so that people who use alphabet, like English alphabet, Italian alphabet, I don't know, any alphabet, can read Japanese. Yeah, like Nihongo. That's, Romaji, if you didn't know. Why I'm saying don't use hiragana, why I'm saying don't use Romaji is because, I know it's very useful especially for beginners, when you don't know hiragana, when you don't know katakana, or when you literally have no idea what to start with. So I know for beginners, very beginners, I think it's fine. It's fine. But anyway, this is not anything I impose to you, but I think it's fine if you're a beginner. Because, why I don't like this idea of using Romaji when you learn Japanese is, at least here, nobody writes or learns, nobody writes English in Japanese. For example, here's an example sentence I wrote. Okay, this is an English sentence. Let's say I'm learning English. Hello, it's very nice to meet you. This is an English sentence. But we never write English like this in Japanese. To be specific, it's katakana. Hello, it's very nice to meet you. I know you think, well, Japanese people sometimes say or write English like that, but it's only for supporting how to read this sentence. We never really write, for example, write sentences in katakana saying this is English. Of course, the idea of this sentence is English. We never say this thing in Japanese, but it's only for help. So basically, when we say we are learning Japanese, when we say we are learning English, we write this sentence in English because it's the way how English is written in English alphabet from A to Z. Yeah, you know what I mean? We do have things like this beside English sentences to help people who have no idea in pronouncing or read English sentences themselves. So we sometimes do have, like on English textbooks, we do have things like this. But as I said, we never write in this way as an English sentence. So, like that, please do not write Japanese in Romaji. Because Romaji is not really Japanese. At least I believe it's not Japanese. Kind of in law, there is the use of Romaji by law, like for passport or for, I don't know. But Japanese, hiragana is part of Japanese, so please at least use even only hiragana. That way it's much better than just Romaji. So there are other reasons I don't like Romaji. One reason is Romaji cannot really show Japanese. Okay. I should just show you some example. I say Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. I believe you know this word, Konnichiwa, in Japanese. That means hello, hi, greeting in noon, afternoon, before evening, noon, after morning. Konnichiwa. How do you write it in Romaji? Not in Japanese. In Romaji, how do you write Konnichiwa? I think some might be this, or this, or this. All are not really real because it's Romaji. There might be no rule to write Konnichiwa in Romaji, I think. There might be rules, but I don't know. So how to write Konnichiwa can vary. So one way might be this. How do you read this? Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, maybe. I heard some people say Konnichiwa, like Konnichiwa. Or you might put hyphen. Hyphen? Yeah, hyphen. Yeah, hyphen. Between kon and nichiwa. To tell these ends are not, these ends are separate. Konnichiwa. Or you don't put hyphen and you write. This case, you don't really know how to pronounce this. Yeah. I mean this one, yeah. You might read this kon or konnichiwa. So a lot of people say konnichiwa. Or how about this? How about ohayo? People write ohayo or ohayo. In both cases, ohayo even in Japanese is pronounced like ohayo, yo. Not really ohayo. Almost nobody says ohayo as it's written in Japanese, but we say ohayo, like ohayo, ohayo. How about adding gozaimasu after ohayo? Gozaimasu, I think this is the only way to write this in Romaji. Gozaimasu. But when you have no idea of pronouncing gozaimasu, and when you only see this written, how do you pronounce this? Maybe gozaimasu. I don't know. But this gozaimasu, ohayo gozaimasu, you might not pronounce the last su as su, but ohayo gozaimasu. That's it. And how about arigato? Thank you, thanks, arigato. You might write arigato, or maybe you put u after o. But you might read this arigato or some other way. I don't know. Arigato. So one thing what writing Japanese in Romaji can make you do is you might read Romaji like you might read Romaji possibly with accent, like you do in English or some other language. So if you when you see this, you might read this Konnichiwa or I don't know about this Ohio. I don't know. Ohio, no maybe. But definitely this one I have heard many foreign people say arigato, arigato. Maybe not ari, but arigato. Yeah. And now, more complicated case. Okay. This is Japanese. これは. How do you write これは in Romaji? これは is it's not really a sentence, but it's a kind of like this is or this does blah blah blah. This is blah blah blah. Often translated as this is blah blah blah. How do you write これは in Japanese? It's これは. How do you write これは in Romaji? I guess it might be これは or possibly これは because this, even though we say これは, this letter originally is pronounced ha. So this is kind of a special case that ha is read wa. Okay, so you might write これは in Romaji, or you might also put space between これ and は, これは. This is really, I think, really common to put spaces between syllables or any word, each word. In this case, I haven't seen any learning Japanese people write this way, because writing this, people read this これは, not knowing the context of the sentence. So I think これは こっち, this one is more popular, more common to write これは. Okay. So, but since in Japanese it's written これは, written これは, read これは, but I think both could be correct to write. You can't really say writing これは is wrong これ, because in Japanese we write これは though it's read これは. That's another thing. And another thing is, as I said, you tend to put spaces between word or syllables when you write Japanese in Romaji. So here's an example sentence I wrote. 明日は雨が降ると思う. 明日は雨が降ると思う. Which means, like, I think it will rain tomorrow. Okay? Yeah, basically that's what it means. And this is how I write, how people usually write in Japanese with hiragana and kanji. And above this sentence is the same sentence in all hiragana. 明日は雨が降ると思う. So when writing Japanese sentences all in Romaji, it's hard even for Japanese people. So it would be like 明日は雨が降ると思う, something like that. But it's not, it can be as hard as like that because you put spaces. So it might be less harder. So the syllables, or I put a kind of space like thing between syllables or word, the meaning wise or word wise. 明日 tomorrow は雨が降ると思う. This is the minimum separation of this sentence. So when you write this sentence in Romaji, I think this can be the separation. You write this sentence in Romaji. 明日は雨が降ると思う. Okay. But in Japanese, technically, we have no spaces between words, syllables, but we put only comma-like thing, comma and colon. No, comma and period. So basically, we have no space between words, syllables, between letters. Okay. Here's another interesting thing. The reason why I don't like writing Japanese in Romaji. So, how do you read this? What do you think this is? O-I-S-H-I. I believe most of you people think, oh, that's oishii, which means delicious, yummy, tasty in Japanese. But that can be it, but this also can be a name of a Japanese person. Oishi. In kanji, yes. Oishi. In hiragana, just to tell you, it's oishi, written oishi. But you might have thought oishi, that must be oishi. Yeah, I know that word, yes. But no, really, not really. Oishi is what I meant by this. That happened. I can't really think of another nice example to say when writing Japanese word, Japanese name, Japanese word, whatever, Japanese in Romaji bothers. That was one case. When I saw this, of course I could tell that was a name in context, but I remember there were many situations I couldn't tell if this is in moment. I mean, I couldn't tell if this is what. Yeah. Oishi. Yeah. I can't really think of another example now, but I hope you know what I mean. Yeah, writing in Romaji can't really tell where to lengthen this word. O-ish or oishi or ohayo. That was one case. That was pretty much what I wanted to speak today. I didn't think this video would be this long, but I speak slowly, so my apologies. So, to conclude, if you say, I'm learning Japanese, or I want to learn Japanese, please begin with hiragana, at least. And then probably katakana. And the last step is kanji. Writing Japanese in Romaji is just for beginners or just for people who want to say, I know some Japanese, and you want to show you know some Japanese by writing Konnichiwa, or arigato. That's just for them, those people who want to show that they know some Japanese, but they don't really study or learn Japanese. Yeah. That this, my belief, might be biased or I don't know what, biased, I don't know, prejudiced. But that's my strong belief for those people who are learning Japanese, who have interest in learning Japanese. So yeah, that could have been my bias. Yeah, but please learn Japanese. Write Japanese in Japanese. Okay? Nobody writes language in not in the language. Well, yeah, even when you're learning Chinese has kanji, but it also has what, some other Romaji like thing for foreign people to help read Chinese, like writing with, I don't know, like I'm not really sure, but writing Peking is only Japanese pronunciation for this place, but this is how it's written, at least in English, and how it's pronounced is like Beijing or Shanghai. Should be Shanghai. I'm not sure, but Shanghai. I believe this is not the way original Chinese word is written in Chinese. In Chinese, I believe, I guess, it's written like this. But for foreign people who don't know the pronunciation or kanji for writing certain words in Chinese, this kind of writing way, I forgot how they're called, but that exists, not for Chinese people, or even for Chinese people to type Chinese on computers. They are helpful. yeah, sorry. Yep, that was it. I didn't mean to make this video this long, but sorry. Bye. I hope this helps you think I need to learn hiragana. Yeah, I hope so. Bye. Good night. Oyasumi. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. I thought you might think, hey, you Japanese people also pronounce English words strangely. For example, beer. We pronounce beer like biru, or CD. We pronounce CD in Japanese shigi, or even shiji. Although we never write CD in Japanese this way, but we use CD simply. But that is another thing. And if you want to say that, you also have things like that. For example, you pronounce Japanese alcohol, sake. In English, you pronounce it like saki, which I don't really like. Or in Japanese, karaoke, but in English, it's like karaoke. I'm not really sure because I never really say it like that. But I say karaoke. Even in English context, I hate saying karaoke because it's, yeah, anyway. So that's a different story, so let's not put this up. So that's another thing. We both have strange pronunciation words in Japanese and in English too, or in other languages too. So that's another thing. I just wanted to clarify that.